Hello, I'm Jomika, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. This is Realism Overhaul, RP1, Episode 3. We are going to start out, I think, by recovering, and then refurbishing the X1, so we could go ahead and fly it again. There is a little problem, not a little problem, but we end up destroying the landing gear every time we land because of too much speed and all that fun stuff. So yeah, we just have to repair it, refuel it. We should also fix our staging here. We have this parachute here that it's a drogue chute that slows us down so we don't run off the edge of the runway. Yeah, we'll stick with the small landing gear. Let's make sure we get dual symmetry in place. Go ahead and put this back, and then we'll work on our landings, so hopefully we don't destroy the landing gear every time. I think with a little bit more practice, or I guess the pilots having a little bit more practice, we'll get better and better, and we won't have a problem with that. I thought there was a way to refill the fuel tanks automatically, but I guess not. So we'll just go ahead and do this, refill everything, and then after we get this done, we'll go ahead and check out the contracts, see what kind of contracts we can complete, and try to move a little bit forward on our progress. What science are you doing? Where do I even check that? There is configure crew science. So right now, none. If we do supersonic flight, that's 300, min altitude 10, 600. Alright, so we'll do supersonic flight. We'll go ahead and run that right away. We've got the crew report, telemetry, yeah, that one, telemetry analysis, save edits, and it'll be ready, refurbished in about an hour. So we can go ahead and fly that right away. Let's see our astronauts. You're inactive, you are free, mission training for X1 expires in a couple months. What about you guys? You do not have it, so let's go ahead and get you guys to do the course on the mission for the X1. That way we don't run out of pilots who can do that. So we'll move you to the top. That's actually, I guess that is an hour. I was thinking maybe it was a day, but it looks like we're okay there. So missions, let's see what we have available. Milestones, the Carmen line, we are not going to be doing that one yet. XPlane Low, we can do that one. I think 3 minutes between those two altitudes. I think we'll do that, and then break the sound barrier. What else are we waiting for? Altitude of the sounding rocket. I was gonna say maybe we can do both of these in the same one, but I think we'll wait. We'll go ahead and start with the XPlane Low. We'll do that one first, and then after we do that, we'll go ahead and break the sound barrier. I'm sure we already have, but we'll just go ahead and do it for real as a contract. So we'll go ahead and warp the 1 hour. We will get you ready for air launch. Go ahead and warp again. And then we can go ahead and do an air launch. And we, I guess, from here, we'll go ahead and finish that mission, come back, refill everything, and get going again. Alright, from here, we're gonna go straight up and try to do some of the science with the fuel we have left. So we'll go right up to 10K, and hopefully, yeah, 10K. I think the speed is 300 kilometers an hour, and I don't think we're gonna get very much of that, just because we're gonna run out of fuel pretty soon. So we'll try, see how much we can get, and then we'll go ahead and try to land this plane back at the KSC. Well, a little bit of a rough landing, but we survived it. Everything turned out okay, and no wheels were destroyed in that landing process. So we'll go ahead and recover to the space plane hangar, and I think next is, well, we'll refurbish this, and actually I think we just need to add fuel. We can go again, but I think the next one will be reaching the sound barrier, and I think that's going to prevent us from getting any more of the low science, but we'll take a look, see what we can get. I think we're going to go ahead and upgrade. We'll do 2, and then we'll do some research, because I want to hurry that up a little bit, and then we'll warp to complete here. Go ahead and I guess prep for air launch. Just to be safe, I'm gonna go ahead and edit it and add in the fuel this way, and we'll be good to go for breaking the sound barrier. It looks like we can maybe upgrade this. It looks like the thrust is about the same, but the burn time seems to be much higher. So let's go ahead and do that. It's not going to add much time, but now we can do 360 seconds. So let's remove the tank, add in the new one. We'll do that all the way through. And I don't know if that's really going to make much of a difference. It's about 3 minutes. We need a little bit more fuel in here if we want to really get full use of that engine. But I think it is a little bit more efficient. So we got maybe 10-20 seconds extra of burn time. It is going to be 73 days now, and I think that's going to be okay. What is 360? Is that 3 minutes? 6 minutes of burn time. So why don't we see how much? It's 73 days now. If we add in an extra little tank here, 73 will go to 74, and that adds a little bit more fuel in there. What do we want to do? I think we do want the longer burn time, so why don't we do it one more time. We're at 4 minutes, and all that's good. It only adds 1 extra day. Let's go ahead and check the center of weight and thrust and mass and all that. Maybe about there. Why don't we just go ahead and manually move this? Right there? How about somewhere in there? I think that'll be okay. And we can give that a try. We'll see how that goes. If things go wrong, we could switch it back. But for now, we'll go ahead and keep it like that. And just kind of hope for the best. We do have the parachute there, so if things do go terribly wrong, we can try to escape and keep the pilot alive. So this will be 7 days here, 75 days. So I think we're going to go with the sounding rocket first, and then we can come back and do the sound barrier, breaking the sound barrier. Well, that was my bad. I staged the decoupler, which wasn't attached anymore, and instead of the parachutes, and that ended up in the water. It's not really that big of a deal, because I don't think we would have gotten much science out of that, or anything, maybe 100 funds or something like that, but nothing really. So I think we're gonna take a look. We're gonna recondition the launch pad, but we're also gonna take a look at the missions here. See if there's anything worth getting. Milestones, the Kármán line, we may be able to do that soon. Altitude sounding rocket, reach 50, that'll be pretty easy. It's not much money. X-planes and human milestones. So I think we're gonna go ahead and go into the VAB here, see if we can improve upon our sounding rocket design. I don't know if we've unlocked parts that will allow us to do that, but we'll take a look and see if it can actually be done. Alright, so I stretched out the tanks here to make sure we get the full 52 seconds of the rated runtime. We have 54 seconds, so that should be plenty good, and we should be able to reach pretty high into the air. We may actually be able to do the Kármán line one. I'm guessing we'll be able to get well above 100K. We were getting 50K easily before. So I think with the Sounder 1A, we'll be able to get pretty high. So I think we'll wait for the X1 to complete. Is that what we want? This will be 61 days. I also want to get this in here. Definitely want to get that. This would be nice. Also, we can get higher with the X1. I guess it'd be X2 at that point. But yeah, we'll keep that for now. See if we get some more science. We'll go... I guess I want to do the sounding rocket first. So why don't we move that up? We'll recondition the launch pad. And then we'll warp to finish the Sounder 1A. That's crazy that the planes take so long to do. You know what? The plane's going to be good to have, because that'll come back pretty quickly. And we just got post-war research complete. And what does that actually come with? That's the upgraded tanks there. Out of the game. So why don't we come in here? We can actually do even better with this. So let's edit here. And we're gonna add those new tanks on. I think it may take a little bit longer. It's gonna cost some to retool. We just retooled these tanks to be, I don't know, it was like $600 or something like that. But let's go to aluminum, 84, and go. What were we at before? 52 seconds, I think, about. Yeah, and now we're at a minute. So that adds a little bit more fuel in there. We should get a little bit more thrust, and the tanks are lighter, so we should be able to go even higher. So we'll just save that as 1A. We'll save the edits. I should have tooled those. Let me go back. I'll tool those, and then we can also do the same thing for the space plane. to actually do anything with it. And it's going to cost a bunch of money that we don't really have right now. So we're going to go with the X1 here that we already had and we know works. Or do we know it works? We haven't really tested this one. It's the longer, the new version one. So we can do both of these, I think, in the same one. We want to hold between 3,900 and 4,900 for 3 minutes, and I think if we reach the sound barrier there, we'll be okay. Current reward's 82%. It's going to take 16 days, so it'll be pretty close to about 120. We'll go ahead and take that, and then we'll also break the sound barrier for 30 seconds. Get a whole bunch of money as an advance, and yeah, why don't we just go ahead and warp to complete, and we could go ahead and fly this guy. Let's warp to the morning. Pretty slow warping to the morning. I guess we were pretty close to the morning already. So we'll go ahead and air launch and see how this goes. We're going to start at 4,000. Okay, we'll start at 5,000. We'll need to go down a little bit. I believe it was just under 5,000 was like the max height. Or maybe just under 5,000 was the min height. We'll take a look, make sure we get to the right place, and make sure we break the sound barrier, both in the same mission, and then do our best to land safely. Turn on the autopilot here. Good to go there, and then take a look at the missions. Is it going to be at the bottom? We have one engine, which we may not be breaking the sound barrier. So yeah, we're okay. 3,950. We'll just go ahead and keep that pretty level. What is going on? Are you too heavy? Is that what's going on? Yep, we are gonna have to get back up a little ways, lose a little bit of weight, probably raise the landing gear, and yeah, that's gonna be a problem. We're definitely not gonna break the sound barrier with one engine, so we'll see how that goes. We may try it anyways. We'll just see how we do. And actually, we did break the sound barrier. I didn't even know we were doing it, but we actually did it once we leveled off there. And now we just need to return home safely. I don't think we're gonna get anything else out of this. So we'll go ahead and hopefully return home safely. I'm not sure where the KSC is from here, but we'll go ahead and start our descent down. Not too quickly because actually there's the KSC right there. Yeah, we're definitely not going to make it on this side of the runway. We're going to have to go around, turn back, and I think we're just about above it right now. So yeah, we'll make that loop around and go ahead and try to get that landing. Well, I have no idea where the runway was. I couldn't see it that entire time. So we just landed somewhere out here. If we zoom out, I mean, I don't know. We safely landed. I think we ruined our landing gear, but we made it, and we're way off from the runway. And I have no idea where it is, but we made it. We probably won't try to fly with that kind of cloud cover again during that hour of the day. But lesson learned, a little bit of a risky landing. I couldn't see anything, so I just deployed the drogue chute and hoped for the best. So yeah, you retired, you survived, which is good. And we got those 2 missions complete. Contract complete, altitude sounding rocket, we already did that. That's complete. We broke the sound barrier, we got another 29,000. And XPlane's low. So I think now, this lighting is killing me. We have another XPlane's contract. We can no longer do the XPlane's low because we broke the sound barrier. And we can do experimental rocket planes, which is kind of the path I'm going for. And the XPlane's supersonic. I don't know, I mean, they have to be jet planes. No rocket engines allowed. But we could probably build something like that and try to do it. But we'll take a look at that in a little bit. Alright, so we have 71,000 funds. We could do some upgrades, but I think I'm going to give that a little bit of a think before we actually spend the money on it. We have 45 days left on the Sounder 1A. This is recovering. We've got about a day left. And our tech is about, well, that's a lot. 540 days for early material science, and 87 days after that for early tracking systems. We may change that around. We have 3 science to mess with. We may also change that around. But we'll save all of that for next episode. Yeah, I'll give all of those a thought. Think what we can do for next episode, see which directions I want to head in, and all that fun stuff. So yeah, if you liked today's episode, be sure to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Thank you everyone for joining me, and I hope to see you all in the next episode.